310-495-9. Calling to complain about the noise from apartment 309.
Whenever I make a good parable, I'm Melton, son of a carpenter, married, daddy carpenter, worked on skyscrapers, Mom IRANIAN. Whenever I make a good parable, the Mormon cult and the Muslim cult in the apartment directly below me,
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
will provide harassment. Solari Enterprises is an active part in that. So let me give this quick parable bite as you listen to the message the second today.
To leave a callback number, press 5.
Teresa, regional manager of Solari Enterprises, is testifying before the Senate subcommittee, and they ask her, do you have ties to the Mideast, Saudi Arabian royal family, ISIS, Taliban, the cowardly Hussein they placed in theour White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Hussein? And she looks over to the seating area, and there's that cowardly Hussein
screaming at me in
giving his little code there. So she takes the fifth.
I still haven't heard back from you.
Call up Solari Enterprises left and right.
I know you have the
They don't mind being disturbed at their home.
Sundays at 7 o'clock. Can you do something
They're
about
constantly disturbing me at mine. So make that video of America's Hijacked Lifeline, your child's lifeline not working, you try to call me. With them on speakerphone or in person. And yes, I just did a nice Tommy parable video and a nice vapor trail. So the hatred from the Muslims in the apartment directly below me and the Mormon cult as well is of course going loud and strong. And yes, they do have that up. That security guard here on the weekend, Enrique Rivera had him come up and beat on the door in the middle of the night for a man in a wheelchair. And I told him at the time, yes, I'm hot. I told him at the time, I know, Enrique Vergara, you did not send a man up to knock on the door without calling first after I'm telling you about the hate from the apartment down below. Solari Enterprises is very active in harassing Christians in a wheelchair and you. That's your family's lifeline not working. Get it on video and find out what else they're doing. What else those they're in bed with. Find out if all of them are legal. They are a very Muslim company showing hate to a Christian in a wheelchair. Make that video of your hijack call to me right now. And yes, they hate that saint's imagery. I'm redoing with Old English. Last October, they got so much hate. Get that truth out. Get the video of your hijack call to me out. Tell the world to do the same. Calling up Solari Enterprises again. Remember with Newsom, with U.S. Newsom, excuse me. I'm not that much of a politics guy. I just did some Googling recently. With L.A. Mayor Garcetti, like the Rapetti guy with Dignity Health, not giving me treatment with intense pain.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Taunting a Christian in a wheelchair as a Catholic hospital.
Is not available.
And yes, at
Please record your message. When you finish recording,
Mayor
hang up or
Garcetti's
press 1 for more
and
options.
Governor
To leave a callback
Newsom's
number, press 5.
Catholic guy Garcetti's Jewish.
It's Mr. Brady calling again about...
And Trump, he's a Presbyterian. At each and every one of their photo ops.
And I still haven't heard back from you about...
Get that
Solari
chant going.
Can I
Recall
get
because we
Teresa's
can't
last
call.
name, the manager?
I've been asking for over a decade for that first 9/11 plate 93 check. I have yet to get one. Tried to call me.
And the man laying in wait...
In video at each and every one of those photo ops, and yes, in front of all Solari, Muslim Solari enterprises,
Management.
showing that religious hate, not just the Muslims with 9/11 and placing a cowardly Hussein in a White House, but harassing a Christian in a wheelchair.
Police. I didn't even call the police when he was screaming at me.
Make those videos, post those videos. And of course the Mormon cult. And all Catholic doctors in Louisiana, Utah, and California, very distinct narrowing with the harassment over the past decades, because I've been asking about my AT&T livelihood and lifeline, telling you to make a video of your AT&T livelihood and lifeline for over a decade, and yet to get that first call. Recall because we can't call. Again and again. Garcetti, Newsom, Trump.
It's no fun being homeless in a wheelchair. Can you do something about the noise?
I just told them in the message there, in case you couldn't hear me. You're trying to drive a Christian out of a wheelchair, out of an apartment complex. Get me someplace to damn go. Instead, it is the harassment of the cowardly Hussein placing. The attack from within, from politically correct. It's that kind of harassment. Because I don't have a place to go. I came here from Skid Row because my AT&T livelihood. So get me a damn place to live. Recall because we can't call. And the Mormon cult with their dangerous Muslim terrorists from abroad are in Solari enterprises harassing a Christian in a wheelchair. Recall because we can't call. Again and again at Trump's, Hussein's, Garcetti's, Newsom, Catholic guy. Again and again and again. Recall because we can't call. Because that's your family's lifeline being hijacked as you try to call me. Recall because we can't call. Get that chant going everywhere. And remember to, because this hatred of Christianity so much reminds me of my personal, there it is there, knife in the back sister, Lori Ann Brady Bond, who can reach me by phone and has been taunting past decade plus as I've been asking for that first 9/11 Flight 93 check. Call me up in front of the devil, Lori Ann Brady Bond. Her gay husband, Samuel Lynn Bond. Can it stop on that thing? And yes, his gay brother, Cheryl Bond, with the Department of Water and Power, in charge of 1 in 30 Americans, water and power. Not 1 in 30 Californians, 1 in 30 Americans. You need to seriously address this. Recall because we can't call. Because we don't know what the hell Muslim Solari Enterprises is doing. So Cheryl Bond with his Mideast wife in such a position. We don't know what the hell else they're planning. Are they going to stage another 9/11 out of Utah? Recall because we can't call. In front of all those folks, again and again, include federal folks not doing their jobs, military folks, semper treasonous folks. Also, did you protect America from the threat from within who thinks it's their job to do drugs here and make pornos. Recall because we can't call. Point that out again and again. Recall because we can't call. Aim high, fly, fight, win. This we will defend America from the terrorists in 9/11's. Well, the terrorist in Solari Enterprises harassing a Christian in a wheelchair, and the treasonous folks on hand today. I can always tell the Semper treasonous folks are on hand because the noise doesn't let up with a couple of calls. Recall because we can't call. Trump's, Garcetti's, Newsom, corrupt Catholic in office. We sure the hell don't need that. Calling up Solari Enterprises again. Muslim hatred of Christianity. Solari Enterprises, Muslim hatred of a Christian in a wheelchair. 323-810-4959 goes well beyond that though. Because I think it's the baptism. They got plenty of apartment complexes. Jesus is Immaculate House, 1,000 Points of Light that I did a week ago. And it's about that their hatred has spilled over the Muslims. Muslim Solari Enterprises making a whole lot of money out of Hackla, not doing their job. Family's lifeline hijacked it. You tried to call me, and Solari Enterprises dangerous terrorist. You tried to call me with them on speakerphone. You get tried to call me from the Garcetti, governor, Catholic governor. Jewish. Newsom's the Catholic governor. Garcetti's the Jewish mayor. Trump is the Presbyterian.
At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
You don't care what their religion is, you just don't want the Muslims active in America to hijack lifelines with that cowardly Hussein placing and harassing a Christian in a wheelchair, telling the truth about that. 424-229-4140.
Can I get
I can't call the cops.
Regional manager's full name?
The Solari Enterprises have them threaten me in
this is unreal.
The office downstairs. Solari Enterprises, Muslim hatred threatening.
Sunday, why aren't you having them address that? I know you screen your calls, but is it your hatred of me personally? Is it, what is it? 424-229-4140. You know why I don't call the police with an anonymous complaint even? As one of your managers, I guess got fired previously, told me to do. Why I don't do that is because the man lies in wait when I don't even call the police. And screams at me with the full blessing of you. Rika Bergara, Teresa, regional manager, and Shauna. I need to know. Who can I complain to? The ATA?
Civil ACLU? Civil Liberties? Is that it?
Are you not doing something about this?
Give me something.
Been 2 months now, is it? Since the man threatened
Housing
me?
Works,
was laying in wait for me?
Moved me
It's
here.
not the first instance. He was
They
on the door 2 years
aren't doing
ago.
a thing about it. Solari Enterprises is active in America's hijack
Why aren't you doing
lifelines.
something about that?
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. They got plenty of easy Hackla money apartment complex to move me to. They are simply Muslim hate. Pick up your phone, 424-229-4140 to see that for yourself. That's Muslim hatred of your phone working all the time.
Phone number 4.
Not one flight 93 taking over a decade of asking.
94140. If the number is
Get
correct,
Solari
press
Enterprises,
1.
Garcetti, LA Mayor, Newsom, Governor of California, and Trump. Why are you harassing a Christian in a wheelchair? When else will my family's lifeline not be allowed to work with you active in that? Solari's hate. LAPD and California's government wrote this image for me.
My number is 424-229-4140. No one plate and you check
put their numbers on the backs of these, hand them out, because we need to find out what else they're a part of that is a threat to our country and our families.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Terrorist Department's emergency phone system
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
It's Mr. Brady, apartment 409. You know why I'm calling? It's the 4th time, 5th time I've lost count today. You know why I'd be
That's altered.
calling up the
ID.
police as far as an anonymous complaint
I think that's
But
the
you know
Mormon
what?
cult with their
and
colors,
laying in wait for me and then screaming at me
altering that in that
in
fashion.
your office? I'm sure you have video of that. Why are you not doing
It's the way
something
they
about this
refer
thing?
to them.
2 months now, you haven't replied to me. I need to know Enrique Vergara's who to complain to about him and Teresa, regional manager. Sleeps my pain medicine, and this man is hateful. And I can't think of any reason why you're not doing something about that. I'm sure you've got plenty of places to move me to.
They make a
different
lot of
towns,
hackla
but
money
when you don't,
not doing their
after
job.
2.5 years of this, it seems to be
Apparently
something
they got
more
some
than
clout
just
because they can bitch slap the
harassing me, Chris, in a
Garcetti, the
wheelchair.
governor, Jewish Garcetti,
Please,
mayor of
I know you
LA,
got the security guard here on the weekend. If you
Catholic
don't,
governor
can you call
Newsom, and
anonymously
LAPD,
for me?
Michael Moore. They got some clout. The Mormon cult
got the noise
with their
at-
Muslim
at,
cult brothers
apartment
of
309.
Solari Enterprises, very Muslim company.
Can you do that? I'd like to sleep.
You
I'd
need to
like
know what else they're involved in across
in my
America,
home.
other than you trying to call me and not being able to, and me
If you're
saying
satisfied
the
with the
devil
message,
Lorian,
press
Bridgie
1.
Bond's
To
personal
leave the number
hatred,
from which you are
and that
calling,
fast.
press pound.
I'd swear the devil Lori, my sister, personal knife in the back, is
Phone
downstairs.
number 424
That's how intense that hatred is.
2944140. If the number is correct,
Man,
press
ladies,
1
wait.
to to send your
That
message
also
with
reminded
thank you.
me of
Your
the
message
devil
has been
Lori.
sent.
Man laid in wait as I went across the street to get food at the Shell station, a couple of on the other side of the vets next door. And then he was screaming at me. I didn't know what he's doing. He's went from cordial to belligerent and abusive, and was screaming at me in front of Shauna, and she bizarrely asked me if they didn't erase the video of her office. She said, "Do you want to call the police?" And yes, I have had folks that wouldn't identify themselves as police. She obviously knew about that. And yes, it's her job when witnessing something like that with the camera going in her office. It's her job to call the police. Actively threatening a man in a wheelchair. Who knows how many other tenants they're covering up. You have to excuse me. I'm about to take my shower and go to bed if I can. But try to call me in front of all of Solari, regional manager, Teresa, somebody. I haven't talked to her, just got her, left a few messages, and apparently, I'm assuming she's Muslim because everybody with Solari Enterprises is Muslim. You need to ask Mayor Garcetti. Recall because we can't call. Hold up these big fives. Garcetti's, Governor Newsom and Trump's press conference. Print them out. Vote-truth.blogspot.com. You'll find them there as this. Print them out as posters, and you ask them, why are you not addressing this threat to a man in a wheelchair? Obviously. And yeah, not one polite, not three, taking a decade of asking. You show them your phone as you try to call me. AT&T's bloody-handed Randall Stevenson bought Spectrum next door to harass a Christian in a wheelchair with a fleet of noisemakers. They haven't been making noise all day today, except to wake me up early in the morning. So they are, active in that. You ask Randall Stevenson, why is he getting his hands bloody, harassing a Christian in a wheelchair? Why is he getting his company's hands bloody? You call them up 24/7, you park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes, and those lower level employees of Randall, who don't make $2.5 million, and yes, Susan Wojcicki of YouTube, that Russian gal that placed Trump in office, and I don't think I heard one news. With all of that talk about the Russian hands in American politics, I didn't hear one about Susan. You need to get that Links Excel or any of the links going. When you can't reach those links, and a lot of that's about truth. She's suppressing truth about America's hijacked lifelines. YouTube has been for over a decade now. You need to ask her, when else will your phone not be allowed to work? What is her very personal part in suppressing that truth? 424-229-4140. Make that video, post that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me. And yes, Susan is active in that. She's a part of harassing a Christian in a wheelchair too. Because she hasn't gotten that, she's been suppressing that truth. Recall because we can't call. Jewish Mayor Garcetti. Apparently he doesn't like Christians. Lifeline's working. Try to call me right now. Catholic. Governor Newsom, apparently he doesn't like truth about his Catholics in California active in America's hijacked lifelines. And Trump, he's Presbyterian. They got a Presbyterian church right there at the corner of York and Eagle Rock, so I'm assuming they're involved in harassing a Christian in a wheelchair. I already talked about the Adventist cult. Couldn't get proper medical care there, as well as Dignity Health as also, which is, I believe, Catholic. Make that video. Oh, LAC, USC, Keck Medical as well. Make that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me, I'm trying to locate. I'm a handsome bald guy. I have trouble doing two things at once. I tried to lighten serious stuff with humor. Make that video. And yeah, Susan Wojcicki's company. I had to go to this because of the Harbinger Code, I think. I don't know. Might have been Susan. No, excuse me, it's a slow machine now today. It's not working at all. That's unreal. Harbinger cult, as I call it. Maybe I can pause while I don't know if I can keep it going that long. It's 10 minutes already. These are screenshots for the half a month of September. And that's what I could put on check 424-229-4140 and post in 5. Boy, it's not showing the bottom. I couldn't put it as a default. Remember, when you go to these links, well, I'm hitting the up button, it's just not going there. Oh, it's in that, so I can't. Let's see. Yeah, I got a fake screen saying my Saints videos were hate. I think it's a fake screen. I don't know. Maybe it's Susan Wojcicki. Make videos of 100 folks going to each of these, and it's not just religious censorship by the cowardly Hussein placing YouTube. It is your business, guys. You're advertising on YouTube. Here's it on another one. You get 100 folks going to that link and it still says 0 views and 1 view. That is your business hijacked. And Susan Wojcicki, an active part in it, the mayor of LA, the governor of LA, well, I guess he's the governor of LA, but governor of California, being an active part in harassing a Christian in a wheelchair, telling you the truth about your hijacked lifeline. Not one Flight 93 check in over a decade of asking. Get it on video. Hold up those big fives there at all of those politicians, incumbent or in office at least, and say, recall because we can't call. Ask them, when else will my family's lifeline not be allowed to work because of what you're doing in California and in the White House? Recall because you can't call. Why are you harassing a Christian in a wheelchair? Why are you active in America's hijacked lifelines? What else is Solari, very Muslim, Solari Enterprises, doing to compromise the security of our families in America? What's your part in that? Mayor, governor, president? Are you getting kickbacks from Saudi Arabia? Why else are you not doing anything about very easily documented hijacked lifelines? Remember to send me anything with a GPS. If it's not a bill, it's going to be stolen. Address is up here. Use that GPS. I will include all generals and colonels. Whatever you get when you don't get me, post it. Use those GPSs to find the stolen mail warehouses. I bet you're not going to find any mail from the cowardly Hussein or the losers of the last political election. Phone gate in the making. Brenda Stevenson's The Generals. Particularly, I've seen the personal knife in the back, sister married to a guy from the Navy, gayest guy in the Navy. So look for whatever is connected to Samuel N. Bond and that particular branch, admirals perhaps. And you try to call me in front of them, you ask them, when else is my phone not going to be allowed to work? Why aren't you doing your damn job, Admiral? Remember to post. On Solari again, it's the 5th time today.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Terrorist Department's emergency phone system
Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
It's Miss Brady calling from apartment 409 Teak Terrace. Once again, I need to know, who do I complain to? I've left messages with Teresa, regional manager. You haven't done anything in the past 2 months about the man who laid in wait for me as I came back with my food, who has been conducting noise harassment all day, and I can't call the cops. You showed me you were an active part in that, Shauna, in your office. And you said, do you want to call the police? I think you were taunting, Shauna. You know why I don't call the police? The man's laying in wait for me, the man's screaming at me in your office. It's your job to call the police. Do you know who I would complain to about you? ADA, can they do anything? Folks who would work with the ADA? I'd like to feel safe.
Oh, any out there who can
and you
see this on YouTube, despite Susan
being
Wojciechowski's treason, YouTube's treason, active part in America's High-Tech Lifelines. You're going to have to see me in person.
Harassing and
Solari Enterprises is harassing me, a Christian in a wheelchair.
I'm not feeling safe.
And you, that's your family's lifeline not working as you try to call me.
I've said the past 3-4 times, you got a security guard on site on the weekend. Can you do nothing about that?
Solari Enterprises has, among many others, Mayor Garcetti, Governor Newsom. Well, I think Trump probably like to take credit for it. But he has written this, and all Catholic doctors, the devil Lori has requested a spotlight on your character. Look for those doctors in bed with Solari Enterprises, maybe Sony Ta, and find out what their part is. Are they planning something? Why can't I reach this man? 424-229-4140. Why are you an active part in America's High-Tech Lifelines? Post. This right here is one of two things. It's yes, Susan hating Christianity, YouTube hating Christianity. This is me making a video of not being able to reach Solari Enterprises. As the Muslim cult, Mormon cult, the one that laid in wait for me as I went across the street to get food and was screaming at me in Shauna's office, and she's got that on video. She did not call the police on that. So if that video is missing, it's evidence tampering. She's really in trouble. So you call up YouTube, either that or it's High-Tech Toys on site. I'm betting High-Tech Toys on site, but I don't really care. Make that video of recall if you can't call for Susan. This is me not getting any response from Muslim Solari Enterprises.
323-810-4959.
That's here office, the office at the apartment complex. Susan, Teresa is a regional manager. I don't know her last name. I do want to know why her company is harassing a Christian in a wheelchair.
It's Mr. Brady, apartment 409. I'm calling to find out why you couldn't return a call from last night. The many over the loud hate.
See, this looks like a fake screen because it doesn't say why. What specific part of the video?
Of the man screaming at me
It's the Harbinger cult, Mormon cult with their Muslim cult, dangerous Muslim cult brothers.
Don't
believe any of that. Make that video of your hijack call to me.
Did you tell him where to lie and when
And
going out to get food? I need to know because this is over the top.
Yeah,
It's
call up
harassing
Solari
of
Enterprises and ask them when else your phone won't be allowed to work, and yes, you make that video. Time on your phone.
And I'd like to know who to complain to. The Americans with Disabilities Act, that kind of stuff.
You got the time on your phone, you got my number dialed, you got all of Solari Enterprises terroristic
Return the call.
part in harassing a Christian in a wheelchair, including the screen. There's no, what did I say? The last time it was a community guidelines thing, and what reason I'm posting to check 424-229-4140 and posting 5 to YouTube. Wouldn't explain anything other than it was saints imagery. They didn't like it. They didn't. It's obviously a very Russian or Muslim thing. I'm calling last night to complain about the hate from down below, and Susan Wojcicki is active in that. Once again, I think it's a fake screen, but just in case, post and repost these videos to YouTubes all over the world. Hey, it doesn't say what part is hateful. I don't like the man below harassing me, screaming at me, lying in wait for me. Christian in a wheelchair. It's very obvious stuff. Remember with Newsom? It's political. With Newsom, excuse me. I'm not much of a politics. I just did some Google. With Mayor Garcetti, like the Repetti guy with Dignity Health, not giving me treatment with intense pain. Taunting a Christian in a wheelchair as a Catholic pastor. And yes, at Mayor Garcetti's and Governor Newsom's Catholic guy. Garcetti's Jewish.
It's Miss Brady calling again about.
And Trump, he's a Presbyterian. Had each and every one of their photo ops.
And I still haven't heard back from you about.
Get that? That's hate speech. Truth about America's
Recall
because
we can't call.
Recall because we can't call. Catholic Governor Newsom.
I've yet to get one try to call me. And the man laying in wait.
In video of each and every one of those photo ops, and yes, in front of all Muslim Solari Enterprises, showing that religious hate, not just the Muslims with 9/11 and placing a cowardly Hussein in a White House, but harassing a Christian in a wheelchair.
Police, I didn't even call the police.
I can't call the police because the man was screaming at me in their office. And she did not do her job as manager calling the police because of that with the video on the office camera. This is occurring on site, I'm almost absolutely certain. This high-tech toys. It might be of YouTube management with impersonators of me, he doesn't like or she doesn't like that happening. Truth about his company, truth about his malfeasance, his Senate subcommittee kind of stuff. For all I know, it might be that. You're trying to drive a Christian out of a wheelchair out of an apartment complex. Get him someplace to damn go. Instead, it is the harassment. That's what tells me it's the 10 years of not asking, of not getting a 9/11 Flight 93 check. That's what this tells me. It's that kind of harassment. That's what this tells me. I don't have a place to go. I came here from Skid Row because my AT&T. There's no fun being homeless in a wheelchair. It wasn't gold back then. It was a manual wheelchair. Recall because we can't call. Solari Enterprises, however many calls and in person. They got to go get groceries like I had to go get groceries when I was laid in wait upon by the Muslims of the apartment down below. Multiply it by 100. How many times you're calling in front of her? All. Teresa, regional manager, Shauna, manager here who's never here anymore. You ask why she is an active part in America's Hijacked Lifeline. Save the video for the Senate subcommittee stuff.
Get that chant going everywhere.
Recall because we can't
And
call.
remember to, because
424-229-4140. Trump, Newsom, Garcetti, Governor Garcetti, Catholic governor. Big surprise. Catholics are with the knife in the back, Lori Ann Brady Bond.
Past decade plus, as I've been asking for that first 9/11 Flight 93 check. Call me up in front of the devil, Lori Ann Brady Bond. Her gay husband, Samuel Lynn Bond. Can it stop on that thing?
They're showing off. They're putting on a show, but the real intent is to harass, because that happens often. It skips over to the devil, Lori.
And yes,
Brady Bond loves the gay husband, assaults Mother Nature.
his gay brother, Cheryl.
Worse than that, doesn't want your phone working properly.
30 Americans.
Make that video of America's Hijacked Lifeline's post. Whatever you get when you don't get me.
1 in 30 Americans. You need to seriously
In front of Solari Enterprises, they
because we can't
inspired this image here, and it's an
because we
image
don't
of
know what
truth.
the hell Muslim Solari Enterprises is doing.
You see the Mormon cult perverts case in your neighborhood when the only ones home are your kids after school. You see the Muslim cult missionary efforts. Yeah, 9/11. And you see a lot of Muslims with Solari Enterprise. You see, cowardly Hussein placing is what's connected to these cowardly Muslims of California.
In front of all those folks, again and again, include federal folks.
So you get all in the PC crowd. Why are you threatening a Christian in a wheelchair on a regular basis?
Also, did you protect America from the threat from within who thinks it's their job to do drugs here and make...
They don't like the reference because I made 4 of these last night. 4 different calls. Semper Treasonous is the only one that's different.
Again and again.
So that would point to the fake screen as well, I'm thinking. Admiral of anything in the Navy remotely connected to the career of Samuel Lynn Bond, the gayest soldier ever. You follow up on whatever they're doing, do some intel on that, all other branches of the service, because this obvious stuff is reflecting on you as well as the cowardly SEALs and stuff like that. Yeah, you're cowardly. That mother screaming in a burning house and your active part in America's Hijacked Lifelines is the reason they're conducting that political, religious, and business censorship affecting our lifelines.
Catholic, you know,
that
we sure the hell don't need that.
Is cowardice. It's treason too. You're held to a much higher accountability for that kind of stuff. All of Solari Enterprises, all of YouTube. Try to call me with them on speakerphone. And look for those documentaries of the military Semper Treasonous crowd. In and out of here with their impersonators and of me, yeah. Back to Utah and elsewhere. These are nothing more than common traitors. Get it on video, post. 1714-282-2520. Solari Enterprises office.
Thank you for calling Solari Enterprises Incorporated, affordable housing specialist. To ensure the highest level of customer service, this call may be monitored and recorded. If you know your party's extension, you may enter it at any time. To dial by name, please press 1. For contact information, including address and fax number, please press 2. To request an application for our current communities now being leased, please press 3. For the operator, please press 0. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you for calling Solari Enterprise. How much you call?
Yes, ma'am. The regional manager of Solari Enterprises, Teresa, do you have the last name?
Bridgeport.
Yes, ma'am?
Her last name is Bridgeport.
Bridgeport. Is she there right now?
No, she's currently working out in the field today.
I'd like to leave a message. It's unreal. And I'd like to request a man that I have been complaining about since I got to Teak Terrace in Eagle Rock.
And are you a resident at one of our communities?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a resident the past 2.5 years. And
Or which
this
community?
Teak Terrace.
Teak Terrace?
And about 2 months ago, give or take a couple weeks, the man who
But
was...
Teresa's not the regional manager for Teak Terrace.
Yeah, I need to talk to the regional manager.
The regional manager is Enrique.
Enrique.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last time I called did he get promoted again? Because last time I called, the message said Teresa was the regional manager.
No, Teresa's not the regional manager for Teak Terrace.
So
It would be Enrique.
where does he work? Does Enrique, because that's the one who's not doing the job, does he have a manager? I need to know.
Yeah, that would be Sean.
You see, that's not making sense. Sean is the manager in the office downstairs.
No, Sean is the manager at Teak Terrace, and there's another Sean, which the names are spelled differently, and he is the director of property management here at the corporate office.
Okay, now how can I complain? I'm in a wheelchair. The man laid in wait, and I'm assuming somebody let him know I was going across to get my food, and then he was screaming at me in Shauna's office there. I need to know if you have the video, because it's been swept under the rug, and I haven't heard back from Solari Enterprises. Left quite a few messages here. Or
Let me see if Sean's available. Give me one moment.
If he's currently unavailable, why do you have to email him? Is he in the building, or is it a different place?
Well, I would have to email your information so he can call you back. Or you can leave him a voicemail. It's up to you.
Oh, I'll leave him the voicemail.
Okay, one moment. Voicemail, please leave a detailed message including your name and contact information. Should you need immediate assistance, please dial 0 to speak to a Solari Enterprise team member. Thank you and have a good day. Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
It's Mr. Brady, apartment 409-424-229-4140 at Teak Terrace in Eagle Rock. Last time I called, 2 months ago, or a month ago with this, I was told Teresa Bridgeport was the regional manager. I have had trouble with the man below me harassing me, a Chris in a wheelchair, with the noise from the apartment. I've called time and time again, and a couple months ago, I went across the street to get food and came back, and he was lying in wait for me outside of the apartment complex here. Went into Shauna's office there and yelled and screamed at me. And I want to know if I can get the video footage from that. Enrique was out, Shauna was there, I put someone in, and nothing about the man. Past 2.5
That's me complaining. That's a message to Solari Enterprises and
Plan and wait for me a couple
the woman
months,
being
give
very
or take a
bizarre
couple
about that.
weeks. Can I get that video? I want to make sure it doesn't disappear. And Jonas part in that. That's unreal. And I got
And I
called
made
5
several
times,
audios of my
not 6.
call to
Yesterday I
get
couldn't
help
get anything out of her. She's not answering
from Teague
the
Terrace,
phone. She's not even,
and they've
she's
got
not
a security
screening
guard
and
on
getting
site.
back. Who do
Over
I
the
complain
weekends, it
to
was
as
Sunday,
far
I
as
kept telling them time and
DDA
time
kind of
again,
stuff,
I know you got this. I had
hatred
trouble
against
with this man down below
man in a
again and
wheelchair,
again.
Christian in a wheelchair? Where do I get that from? Can you help me
And
with
she
that?
would not
Because
return her
the folks
calls.
I've talked to already sure aren't.
It is
424-229-4140.
religious hate, and that's what they're. It doesn't say what they're saying. It says, hey, hate speech, and it's not.
Endangering the other 50 folks in the apartment complex.
I'm thinking it's a fake screen, but I don't know. For you two.
The past 2.5 years I've been
Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. Post in front of all of Solari Enterprises.
Thank you. Press 1 to accept this recording. Press 2, your message has been saved.
As bizarre as anything, it is.
That's unreal.
How does this affect you?
I
The
swear
Muslim
to
cult,
God,
literally.
My personal knife in the back sister is here in person.
I'd swear it. But, yeah. I've got a few of these, and it does not explain, the screen doesn't. Why? What's the supposed hate? It was for a saint's image. Last time, it is the Mormon cult, as I call them. Harbinger of the apocalypse, you can call it whatever you want, but it's your family's lifeline not working as you pick up the phone. 424-229-4140. So, get those big fives, like that one in the window over there. All Garcetti, Mayor Garcetti guy, Jewish, Catholic Governor Newsom, and Presbyterian Trump hate Christian that's in a wheelchair, so you get recalled because we can't call. Hold up those big fives about America's hijacked lifelines. Add each and every photo op of those 3 people and many others. Recall because we can't call. And it was, oh, there it is. This personal knife in the back can reach me by phone. Ask her how she does that. Because if you're in a burning building and your phone's not allowed to work as you try to call me, you need to know what the devil bitch herself, Lori, knows to get her phone to work to taunt me, a man in a wheelchair, about my AT&T, they own Spectrum, AT&T Livelihood and AT&T Lifelines, both of ours. Whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me, guys, you're getting that with countless other folks. It is your AT&T Livelihood, so that AT&T can be at the top of the business, so that whatever is the top of your business can be at the top of your business. So get it on video. Your hijack call to me. Recall because we can't call. At every photo op, especially those incumbents. Oh, they've changed now. They used to taunt, I think it was taunting because of time at times with the Ryder truck, and as you all know, Rando tells all of his management, yeah, if you're doing dirty business, you make sure you use someone else's truck. And right over here, that's the fleet and a big truck like that. They got plenty. It was a rider vehicle taunting, and it's on the right direction, because the next time after I made a few videos, that's how I know they get out. It had a very small rider on the door of the truck, and now it doesn't have any, and of course they don't need anybody else's trucks. They got a fleet, and then some, I'm sure. Make that video, post that video of Solari Enterprises Muslim folks openly harassing a Christian in a wheelchair. I'm going to make a video of my YouTubes. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Make that video, post that video. That's your child's lifeline. It's Senate subcommittee kind of stuff. Save the video as you call all of LA's police officers, all of LA County's police officers. They don't mind being interrupted at their home. I can't call them anymore. I would call in an anonymous complaint and that would stop. But obviously they didn't do enough to stop it. So call up YouTube's executives. I'm thinking with mega corporations, in case it's a Mormon cult with high-tech toys kind of harbinger thing, they have ways of making sure that doesn't happen. So that after I made a funny Susan Wojcicki skipping off to Russia and Putin sending her back for the Senate subcommittee, after that hate, and it doesn't explain what the hate is. I probably had a saint image in there. Yeah. This happens. So you call up all of YouTube, all of the cops of California, cops of Utah as well. They spend most of their time in California and other places, I'm sure, with their harassment projects of their snot nose. Yes, the harbinger high-tech toy stuff and just plain harassment and yelling and screaming and such. Make that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me, post. And recall it, because we can't call. Drown out any photo op advantage they hope to get, including the cops. They know how to have a photo op. They have one every time they shoot an unarmed man. You ask them, why can't I reach Melton? Why are you not protecting your citizens, especially those in wheelchairs? Are you Mormon? Michael? Moore? Ask the others, Mormon, Muslim. There's a reason Solari Enterprises is running wild and there's nobody to check them. America must get that cowardly Hussein placing censorship that starts in California. Get it on video. You trying to call me? Post. Do some intel for America. Get them a little angry. They'll scream out what else. Susan Wojcicki of YouTube and the ever-changing regional manager of Solari Enterprises is doing. Get them screaming out. They don't mind their residents being disturbed by hate against their religion. So you find Enrique, he's going to get some groceries. That's what he told the angry Muslim guy that was laying in wait for me as I came back. Rolled back across the street and he goes from polite to screaming. Matter of seconds. That's the Lori kind of hatred. Her gay husband Samuel Lynn Bond kind of hatred too. You get all the Solari Enterprises employees. One's not making the big bucks like whoever is the regional manager. They'll tell you what the regional manager is doing with their Saudi Arabia folks. Any connections they might have to the Mideast, ISIS, Taliban. I hear both of those phrases. Both of those titles mentioned a lot here. At the terrorists, you ask them about that. This man hears them talking about the ISIS and Taliban. Iraqis in particular of recent times. What is your part in America's hijacked lifelines, Enrique? Teresa Bridgeport, what's your part? Post. I've been making my documentaries of YouTube's treason and fraud. Yeah, my youtube.com/DNFD series for a couple hours now. And finally, AT&T's Randall chimes in with a very low backup noise harassment stuff. It's bizarre as anything. They're hanging on my every word here. Keep listening, you'll learn something. I just made an hour because I don't know what they're doing. I call them the Harbinger cult, folks, the Mormon cult with high-tech toys. And I made an hour's worth of video. I'm melting. Handsome bald guy, calmly and patiently waiting in an immaculate apartment here for you to tear down the Great Wall of Evil so we can get started. I've made a lot of videos recently. like Susan Wojciechowicz. Wojciechowicz. I don't know where Wojciechowicz is coming from. Susan Wojciechowicz. Suppressing truth. YouTube suppressing truth. Easily documented. I've been asking for over a decade. About America's Hijacked Lifelines. Also Solari Enterprises folks in front of the Senate subcommittee. And yes, the cowardly Hussein is holding his hand up telling them to take the fifth. There he is right there.